Good morning, YouTube. Time for a little bit of peace and tranquility down here at the play close in Melton Mowbray after the mayhem in Loughborough yesterday. Well, I wouldn't say it was mayhem, but anyway, today's topic of conversation, and I know it's political and I said I was staying away from politics, but this is more to do with the Green Party, or as I like to call them, the fucking looney party, excuse my language. So they've recently managed to ban greyhound racing in Wales and this morning Scotland. Take a look at this clip.
Is to take over from my dad 100%. It's always what I wanted to do from a young age. If you ask us what I wanted to do, it would always be a greyhound trainer.
Greyhound racing is fast approaching its 100th anniversary.
You have 6 dogs in a race and they are chasing like an electric hare. 100,000,000% has a future.
The sport has its opponents. Tracy runs her greyhound rescue organisation in North Yorkshire.
It would be lovely to get to the 100th year and that's it, call it a day. Even kennels that are absolutely perfect and beautiful and underfloor heating and everything else, it's still a kennel, but it's not a home.
And they seem very proud of the fact that they've actually managed to, ban greyhound racing. Now, I've got a history with training dogs and walking dogs and looking after dogs and everything else because I used to work at a certain place that worked with dogs. And I'd just like to say congratulations to the Green Party. What an achievement they have made banning greyhound racing. Now, these greyhounds have been bred, they're classed as working dogs. They've been bred for years and years, and some of them are worth a lot of money, a hell of a lot of money, and they earn people a lot of money as well. And the man that breeds them's got the kennels, probably underfloor heating in the kennels. He looks after them properly. He's going to want them as healthy as he can possibly get them. That's why they're greyhounds and they run so fast after the rabbit. That's what they're bred to do. That's what they enjoy doing. Where the cruelty bit comes from, I don't know, when you're doing something they enjoy. But anyway, let's think about that. The man has now got, let's say, 10 greyhounds worth 38 to 50 grand each that he has now got to maintain the bills for, the vet bills, the food bills, the grooming bills, the looking after bills and everything else. And he's lost a lot of money, so this man is not going to be very happy. In fact, I'd say this man's going to be pretty pissed off. So yeah, but like the Green Party would say, that's just one of the downsides to actually, saving these greyhounds. Saving, remember that word, saving these greyhounds. So if this man's now faced with a choice, he's now faced with a choice of paying out hundreds of pounds, and I mean hundreds, in vet bills, food bills, taking care of the greyhound bills, or he puts them down. Yes, you heard me right. Now people will be saying, oh no, they'll go to the Dogs Trust. They never put down a healthy dog. Bullshit. Yes, they do. They tell you that, but they do put down healthy dogs. These dogs have been bred to run. They're all right until about 6 years old, and then usually they retire to a family home somewhere for the rest of their lives. Greyhounds are gorgeous dogs. Now, we've got other working dogs, not just racing dogs. We've got bomb sniffer dogs, we've got protection dogs, we've got all sorts of things for dogs. Working dogs. And the idiot, moronic, completely thick as pig shit Green Party have just put down thousands of greyhounds. Again, I'd like to congratulate them on that. What an achievement. What an absolute achievement. Now also the Green Party are in, let's just say, in league with the Muslims. Now the Muslims consider dogs something called haram. If you don't know what haram is, they don't like dogs. They don't like dogs because they think they're dirty, filthy, disgusting. Muslims think they're haram. So the Muslims are going to be dancing around in their skirts now, knowing that all these dogs are going to get put down and all these poor animals have just basically now face their death sentence because of the Green Party. The Green Party that likes to say that they're all for nature and everything else. Also, there's another little problem with the Green Party. Zach Polanski, I believe he is in a gay relationship, which is none the by. That's absolutely fine. You go home with your boyfriend, whatever you get up to in the bedroom is nobody else's business. They also support an ideology, or as I like to call it, a cult, called the LGBTQ4K ideology. They like to teach it in schools. They also like to... Oh, is this even supposed to be here? Is that even safe? Can you see that? There's holes in the metal of the bridge, and I don't know whether it's safe to cross. We'll soon find out, won't we? Now this bridge is a good few years old. It's just that there was fencing up around the bridge, and I just thought, well, is it actually safe to cross? As I was going on about anyway. LGBTQ4K. Again, it does not go with the ideology of Islam, does it? They hate it. They hate gay people. They hate all things like that, and they won't have it. But like I say, all the Green Party voters didn't think of that before they voted for the Green Party. And then we've got Zach Polanski himself, who thinks a woman can have a penis, thinks a man can have a baby, thinks it's okay for a man to do something called chest feeding, which is basically breastfeeding a child. I personally find that a little creepy and a little weird and a little, let's just say, noncy. They also want to drug test things on children, hormone blockers. They want to give children hormone blockers. There's trials, so they want to test drugs on kids, but not animals, because they're too busy having them fuckers put down. And I just find the Green Party not just sickening, it literally puts a really bad acidy feel sick at the back of my throat to think what these complete fucktards, let's be honest, that's what they are, would do if they actually got into power. The lady that won in Benton and Gorton, the plumber, she's a qualified plumber apparently. No, she's not. She's qualified to fit a heated shower head. That is it. They have lied, and the sectarian vote over in that direction of the country was disgusting. And again, it just fades out and nobody talks about it or says anything about it. See you in a minute.
I'm outside the Senedd, where in just a few hours politicians will vote on a landmark bill to ban greyhound racing in Wales. Animal rights campaigners here say if it's passed, it'll mark an important step forward in dog welfare. Vanessa Warden from Shelter Hope Rescue tells me a ban would stop a cruel sport.
So coming off my rant about the Green Party, I'd just like to say thank you, a big thank you actually, to Town Estate for clearing this area out. If you can see this time last year I came down here. You've got the skate park just there where kids play, and you had this area here which was completely overgrown and being used for drug use, drinking and all sorts of other things. It was completely full of shit. It had barrels, bottles, you name it, that's what was in there. It was let's just say not fit for purpose. But now Town Estate have been down, cut back all the bushes, just something simple like this, cutting back all the bushes, cleared out the pond by the looks of it, because I can't see any barrels and stuff like that, and they've done actually a really good job, and I'd just like to say thank you to them. Hopefully this will continue. Maybe they should be thinking about putting up some health and safety signs saying deep water. But last time I came down here, there were hardly any ducks on this pond at all. It used to have swans on it. We used to have swans on here. I wouldn't like to think where the swans have gone, personally. This bridge has seen better days. Built by Mars, it's already been patched just there because the wood has rotted. But yeah, all in all, it does look a lot nicer. So anyway, back to my rant about the Green Party. So as I was saying, in Wales, yes, greyhound racing is banned, and it's just been banned in Scotland as well. But then the Scots, I suppose, after they put the animals down, at least it will give them something to eat. I'm joking. I am joking. I am an animal lover. I worked with dogs for years. Now I know what I'm talking about. They'll tell you that they're not going to put these dogs down, that they love these dogs, but when it comes to it, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the money to save money, or are you going to choose to put the dog down, juice the dog, take the dog's life away from it? All because the Green Party made yet another absolutely moronic, devastating decision that they haven't got a clue what they are talking about. I know which one, but do you? Are you a Green Party voter? Do you agree with banning greyhound racing? Now let's just say they've banned greyhound racing and the next thing is to ban horse racing. People are saying hundreds of horses will be put down. A few would probably put down, yes, that's correct. A few would probably put down, but they can use horses for other things. You can't really use a greyhound for anything else other than greyhound racing and to keep as a pet. That's two things. Hence another reason they'll get put down. It's made me angry this morning.
आज ही मियाँ जावेद इकबाल म्याड़ा से बादशाह म्याड़ा सिला मियाँ वाली का कुत्ता जितना पस्ताना जिसने गले चपैट आई मियाँ वाली चकवाल फ्रेंड ग्रुप राउंड नंबर 4 वास्ते विनार सीरियल नंबर के मुताबिक दौर नंबर 2 जनाब उस्ताद नासिर अब्बास 18 धारी का कुत्ता नीला नीला जिसने गले लाल टाई सुरवाना खरार खेल ग्रुप मुकाबला जी मलिक शाह जैन मंजूर चोया अफरोडा थाल की कुत्ती डब्बी जंग लेडी जिससे गले
Keep a bit of distance.
Just never thought that it would be this bad.
And just another point of reference for this pond area, and I think it will be quite urgent. They probably need to get some life rings or whatever you call them down here as well, as I can't actually see any. There is a warning deep water sign, but no actual life rings, because in the summer, with summer coming up, with what's in the bottom of there, we have not got a clue what is in the bottom of there. If kids go jumping in, there's going to be something horrible happen, isn't there? So I'd suggest getting some life rings down here and probably having a little bit of an extra attention from the camera over in the right hand corner over there. Just a suggestion. So at the moment I'm just taking some photos of the way this looks now, and I'm going to compare them to last year. I'm trying to make these photos as good as I can with what I've got, which is my phone. I didn't bring my DSLR down with me, but these are like what you call recce photos. I may do some photography down here in the summer, but I'm off on holiday in the summer. That'll be another video coming, and I'll edit it and everything when I get back off holiday. I think I've got a couple of scooter meets to go to, which I'll be recording as well, and we've got some cool events coming up and all, which is all good, isn't it? So I'm going to get into town and grab a nice hot coffee. See you in a minute. So now it's time for a game of, should I say, whereabouts is it? Leave a comment in the description if you know whereabouts I'm standing, and let me know where you think it is, and I'll let you know in tomorrow's video whether you're right or wrong. So as we walk down Rosebery Avenue, I just thought I'd come for a walk around town, see if there's anything happening or anything's changed, which it has. The town is looking a bit tidier, I will admit. After a series of videos I did a couple of years ago, or last year I think it was, there's your shopping trolley and stuff, but that's to be expected. Oh. sort of after being in Loughborough and stuff for a good few hours and recording yesterday, it makes you realise how lucky you are to live in Melton sometimes. The only difference is Melton's got fuck all shops and Loughborough's got loads. That's really the only difference. Hey ho. So I know someone that's moving away from this new build area and everything. No names, obviously, but last year over there where Doreen's second-hand shop used to be, there was a stabbing. I'll try and find the newspaper clipping if I can, but it's not the nicest of areas now with new build houses and things like that. It brings its own problems, and with Melton nearly doubling in size, with no infrastructure being put in placement of it, with all the planning permission being put through like coins in a slot machine, you're going to get issues. Crime rates will go up, doesn't matter about demographic. More people, more crime. Not everybody is perfect, in fact nobody is. So you sort of think to yourself, well, if that's going to happen, maybe we should invest in the police force. No. Okay, if that's going to happen, maybe we should invest in the doctors. They tried. Never happens. But there's one thing I am noticing, and that's a lot more pregnant women walking around coming up to summer and everything else. More women need to be having more babies if ever we're going to survive the next 25 to 30 years. Especially in our demographic, we're not having enough babies in this country. Hence the birthing centre in Melton. Final decision being made today, I believe. It's in the Melton Times on the birthing centre. And it's quite important. It was important to Melton, but I don't think it'll stay open. But hey ho. Safer Communities team in Melton taking a walk down to Nationwide. All I've ever seen them do is walk round. Never seen them actually have to stop anybody or anything. I think they just go in shops and talk to them, I don't know.